Who's eating the double cookies and cream and lasagna?
Let me see, because I didn't know Herbert went to the store.
Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. On My 600 Pound Life, it's been years now that Dr. Now has been seen helping morbidly obese people by guiding them on their weight loss journeys. And on the other hand, while most of his patients initially weigh somewhere near to or even more than 600 pounds, in fact, there have been much more extreme cases. So in today's video, we'll be taking a look at the 10 most massive people on the show. Number 10. Milla Clarke. From Season 4 of My 600 Pound Life, Milla's story unfortunately is not that different from other patients we've seen on the show. Since her childhood, her actual troublesome relationship began when her mother used to punish her and her sister for not finishing a meal. So Milla began eating her sister's food just to help her out. And after some time, she found comfort in food. According to her, food was her mother's warmth to me, so she just ate everything her mother gave to her, and she shared that she always just wanted more and more. Well, by the time she met Dr. Now, she was a grown woman weighing 751 pounds, and for 3 years, due to her being overweight and lymphedema on her leg that was 43 pounds, she was bedridden. She was the first patient who Dr. Now put on a goal to weight loss program, and finally, she went for gastric bypass surgery after losing 100 pounds on her own. After her surgery, her lymphedema was removed as well. So, by ultimately losing 274 pounds, she continued on her health journey that allowed her to stand on her own once again. Number 9. Joe Wexler. When Joe Wexler first got featured on TLC's obesity show, My 600 Pound Life, the scale showed his weight was 800 pounds. Just like other participants, Joe had been using food as an emotional crutch due to his depression. Even he had been thinking to commit suicide because of his bad eating habits of consuming roughly 10,000 calories a day. It made him the person he never imagined of. Well, after his first meeting with Dr. Now, Joe made efforts to lose the necessary weight, but when the things had gotten out of hand, he gained a further 15 pounds in just 1 month. When he met Dr. Now at his next appointment, it revealed that Joe had lost 71 pounds. It was obvious that his choice to see a therapist turned out to be an incredible decision while changing his life habits. As therapy sessions really helped him drop his weight, that was enough to undergo a surgery by Dr. Now. But the best thing happened with him wasn't just that he lost more than 500 pounds in total, but actually it was about a woman named Sarah who he met, and when things got serious, they married in 2016. Number 8. Charity Pierce. From Season 3, a woman of 39 years, Charity Pierce, had a shocking weight of 778 pounds. Nevertheless, she's one of the top 10 biggest weight losses in My 600 Pound Life history. She suffered from severe immobility-related issues after an accident in 2000. Her immobility issues developed into lymphedema, a condition which caused excessive swelling in her left leg. Although Charity helplessly got used to living with her condition over the past years, one incident from her life really made her change her mind. Actually, she had fallen in love with a man who was 17 years younger than her and got engaged to him. Her dream was to walk down the aisle at her own wedding on her own, and there was nothing that was going to stop her in her journey to lose weight. Therefore, she finally lost 500 pounds after undergoing weight loss surgery. Number 7. Penny Sager. Everyone who appeared on the show struggles to create changes under the supervision of Dr. Now, who tells them to do their best. But some people like Penny Sager don't seem serious, as during her aired episode on the show in early 2014, she only lost 35 pounds. However, she did get gastric bypass surgery, but she didn't start losing more weight as she gained 5 pounds instead. It was obvious that someone was clearly bringing food for her. So after gaining weight instead of losing, she eventually decided to leave Houston and move back home to Maryland. Because of that, the bariatric surgeon Dr. Now called the situation unfortunate and stated that Penny didn't seem to want to change as she went back home so she could consume as much food as she wanted to. Well, in her follow-up episode, he also said that her addiction will eventually kill her. Number 6. Marla McCants. she's one of the most difficult patients of Dr. Now's, who didn't start gaining weight until she became the victim of a horrible crime in her 20s when her boyfriend kidnapped and held her hostage. By the time the police caught her ex, who kept her hostage, she was already up to 700 pounds. In 2015, viewers met Marla for the first time, and doctors said that she was only a few days away from dying, as her estimated weight was 800 pounds. After losing nearly 300 pounds by undergoing gastric bypass surgery, she tried to continue her weight loss towards her skin removal surgery. Dr. Now gave up on Marla, but her daughter Sierra convinced the surgeon to help her mom. So, he and his medical staff not only helped Marla to stand, but she even started walking again. Marla was able to stand on a scale for the first time in 5 years, weighing 534 pounds. A year after she started her journey, and 4 years after, she's managed to lose an incredible 600 pounds in total. Number 5. Holly Hager. 38-year-old Holly Hager said that she's addicted to food and never wants to stop eating, as she lives for it. During her first meeting with Dr. Now, her weight was 658 pounds. Dr. Now made up a goal for her to lose 50 pounds in 60 days and suggested to her to start walking for at least an hour a day. Holly claimed that she's trying hard to not depend on the wheelchair, and even viewers saw her chopping up some lettuce for a salad in her episode, but loaded up with dressing and cheese. Well, by the next meeting, she and her fiancé Ray arrived days late again, and she only had lost 29 pounds. After moving to Houston for her second chance, she made things highly worse because both were seen still getting deliveries of junk food, and their excuse was not having a kitchen set up to cook. But it is a very absurd and nonsense excuse. At her follow-up appointment, it was revealed that Holly had only lost 18 pounds and blamed her inescapable obsessive thoughts. Number 4. Stephen Asante. The most notorious participant of the show was Stephen Asante. In fact, before appearing on the show, he already had an online presence, as he would post videos of himself singing and dancing and so on. At 730 pounds, he appeared on the show with his brother, Justin. But Stephen soon became the center of attention. Not because of his morbid obesity, but because he was also battling drug addiction as well. He was known for his manipulation towards doctors so he could get pain medication. Because of his manipulative nature and his notorious games, all the hospitals in the area had been notified that he was abusing the system. So if he ever tried to get painkillers, he would land himself in jail. His rebellious attitude made hurdles for him to be on the right track, and Dr. Now got tired of it. Once, he got caught trying to get opioids, and he was forced into rehab treatment after being kicked out of the weight loss program. Still, Stephen ended up gaining weight, blowing up to 750 pounds. Number 3. Mercedes Cephas. Mercedes' story is quite heartbreaking, as her trauma came from an assault. Her own father abused her at the age of 11, and he had also abused her siblings. So, to cope with this traumatic incident, she started binge-eating junk food. Now, she is totally relying on her own children. They help her in all kinds of things, from taking care of her to meeting her basic daily needs. At the beginning of her journey, Cephas weighed in at 773 pounds, but she ultimately lost 81 pounds, which might be a huge thing to celebrate for her. Number 2. Sean Milliken. When Sean Milliken was first featured, his weight was 919 pounds. Therefore, he's known as one of the biggest people who appeared on My 600-Pound Life. Due to his weight, immobility, and bedridden frame of body, he was reliant on his mother. Because Sean had a very toxic and rough relationship with his father, he started gaining a lot of weight, as his father used to corner him by shouting right at his face and intimidating him. After going through a lot of setbacks, such as adjusting to a new diet and managing his complicated relationship with his mother as she tried to provide him unhealthy food, still, he proved that he's capable of losing enough weight to get gastric bypass surgery. Because of Dr. Now's assistance and Sean's own determination, he finally got a new lifestyle by losing 455 pounds afterward, but passed away in a hospital while facing complications of his infection. Number 1. Shanae Murray Hopkins. Shanae Murray was a quite problematic, rigid, and stubborn participant who appeared on the show weighing 665 pounds. In her childhood, she was sexually abused, and she faced miscarriages, and because of the bacterial infections in her legs, all these reasons together made her binge eat. On the show, her relationship with Dr. Now wasn't great, as she always seemed rude to him, even though his mere intentions were to help her, but she always refused to follow him and started gaining more. In fact, Murray's husband brought pizza and burgers for her in the room and was caught red-handed and placed the boxes in someone else's trash. Therefore, Dr. Now suggested to her that she should leave the program if she wasn't willing to work on herself. Thank you very much for watching.